Hey everybody, welcome to History University. My name is Tom and I'll be your educator for this video. And today we're going to talk about the Vikings! In 793, a group of Norsemen invaded the holy island of Lindisfarne, which is a small island off the coast of Northumberland in England. The Norsemen raided the island and thus began the Viking Age. The Viking Age is a time period where the Scandinavians were dominant in trading, raiding, and exploring. Now, 1227 years later, I'm going to make a video discussing 5 fun facts about the Vikings. Fun fact number 1. The Vikings are not one group of people. They are a generalized term for the people who came from Scandinavia between the 8th and 11th century. A more proper term to describe these people would be Norse or Norsemen. During the Viking Age, the Norsemen were a military, mercantile, and expansionary powerhouse. Their dominance deeply impacted medieval Scandinavia, Britain, France, Estonia, and the Kievan Rus. One of their most notable features in their civilization were their longships. These were sturdy ships that allowed for sea travel in the roughest of conditions. These well-built ships led the way for expansion. Fun fact number 2. The Vikings were the first Europeans to come to North America. The Americas were inhabited anywhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years ago. The popular theory is that nomadic people from East Asia crossed the land bridge in what is now the Bering Strait in order to come to the Americas. It wouldn't be for another 14,000 years that another human would be able to make it over to the Americas. The Vikings slowly made their way over after colonizing Iceland and Greenland. They only made small settlements in Americas and did not colonize it the same way they did other lands. They are still recognized as the first Europeans to make their way over. In 986, merchant captain Bjarni Herjolfsson was blown off course and spotted lands west of Greenland. He did not pursue these lands, but he is acknowledged as the first European to set his eyes on North America. A man named Leif Erikson heard about these lands and purchased ships from Herjolfsson. Erikson bravely took off on a voyage to try to find these unknown lands. In the year 1000, Erikson reached lands that were west of Greenland and named it Vinland. He spent the winter there with his men and created a settlement that he called Leifspedir. Many historians believe that Leifspedir is a site now known as Lansdowne Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada. If you want to learn more about Erikson and his expedition, please check out my History Hall of Fame video about Leif Erikson. Fun fact number 3. The Vikings created the days of the week that we use now. The days of the week do seem to change by culture and language, but at least for English speakers, they are based off of the Germanic and Norse mythology. During the Viking Age, Scandinavians were mainly pagan. Later on, they did convert to Christianity and observe the Christian God. For most of the time, they focused on pagan deities, which they honored by naming the days of the week after them. Sunday comes from Suna's day. Suna, also known as Sol, is a Norse and Germanic god who is the personification of the sun. Monday is Mani's day. Mani is the personification of the moon in Norse mythology, and is considered to be the brother of Sol. The moon was thought to be very important in the daily lives and the crops of the Vikings, and therefore they named the day Monday in honor of Mani. Tuesday, Tyr, was a Norse god known for his sense of justice. Wednesday, which is Woden's day, Woden, or Odin, was the Norse god who was the most powerful of all of them. Thursday is Thor's day. Thor was a Norse god who wielded a giant hammer, and today he is a notable Marvel character. Friday is Fregg's day. Frigg was a Norse god equal in power with Odin. Saturday is the only day of the week that does not have its roots in Germanic or Norse mythology. Fun fact number 4. The Vikings were skiers. The very word ski comes from the Old Norse word skid, which means a stick of wood. The history of skiing long predates the Vikings in Scandinavia, but it is such an integral part to society that the Vikings did take part in the activity. The earliest evidence of skiing in Scandinavia consists of a 5,000-year-old rock carving depicting a skier with one pole. Skiing was a very significant means of traveling in Scandinavia because of the terrain. But skiing was not solely used for travel or transportation, it was also used for hunting and recreation. Skiing is so popular in the area, there is even a god of skiing known as Jol. Additionally, there is a female goddess named Skadi. Because of the prevalence of skiing in Scandinavian society and the fact that it's even made its way into Norse mythology, the Vikings most definitely took place in skiing activities, whether that have been for transportation, hunting, or recreation. The 5th and last fun fact is that the Vikings were well groomed. Combs are some of the most common archaeological remains from the Viking Age. Along with combs, they have found many tweezers, nail cleaners, toothpicks, and ear cleaners. During the time of the Viking Age, blonde hair was considered to be very attractive for Vikings, and there is evidence that brunette men would dye their hair blonde with lye. With the abundance of personal care items and the focus of certain beauty standards, it is believed that the Vikings put a high preference on grooming and physical appearance in their society. This leads many historians to believe that on a daily basis they kept themselves relatively well groomed, especially compared to other parts of Europe at the time. Overall, this has been my favorite video to make so far. I enjoyed researching the Vikings. I managed to come across more Viking facts that I was not able to cover in this video, so it is likely I make a follow-up video on this topic. If y'all enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys were able to learn 1 or 2 things about the Vikings from watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you can, and most importantly, have a good day. Thank you for watching.